Hello, hi guys, welcome to the show today. Hello and welcome to you. It's so good to be here with you guys, and it's really awesome to have you here with us as well. I would love to know, where are you guys watching us from today? Like, what city or state are you actually tuning in from? We're broadcasting live from Abuja, Kaftan TV Studios, live in Abuja. Some of you may be in Abuja with us, others may be in Lagos, maybe in Ogun State, maybe outside of Nigeria you're watching us today on Star Times. It will be really exciting to know where you're watching us from. Do let us know. Also, what are you doing whilst you're watching us? Are you at school, you're at work, you're chilling at home? We would love to know. And the medium you're using to watch us as well. Are you watching us live or you're watching on YouTube? The video will be published on YouTube after it's broadcast live on TV. So you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. So some of you may be watching via that platform or that medium. We would love to know. Send us a message or a comment. Drop us a comment. The handle is Ify Otuya, and that's on X platform, okay? X/Twitter, whichever you prefer to call it. It's still the same platform. The handle is Ify Otuya, one word, Ify Otuya. So leave us a comment there. Let us know where you're watching us from. Awesome. Okay, so welcome to Mind Matters with Ify Otuya. Mind Matters with Ify Otuya is the #1 mental health show on TV, and that's on, period. I'm a millennial, but allow me to turn my Gen Z on. That's on, period. The #1 mental health talk show, or the #1 mental health show on TV. You can quote me saying that, okay? What makes us #1? Like, we're not just one of those people who come out and we're like tooting our horns. Oh, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. No, we back it up with substance. Okay, and there are two main reasons why we're the #1 mental health show on TV. The first reason is the fact that we create a safe space to have open, relatable conversations about mental health. Like, I will wait. I don't mind sitting down and waiting for you to check and report back to us and let us know which other show on TV is actually doing that. A safe, open, relatable space for conversations about mental health. Okay, that's like big on our agenda. There's no holds barred. There's no areas, mental health topics we can't talk about, no areas we can't go into. We can talk about anything mental health on this show, and there's absolutely no judgment whatsoever. It's an open, relatable, safe space to have conversations about mental health. That's the first reason we're #1, right? The second reason that we're #1 is the fact that we promote a culture of mental health literacy on this show. That's really big on our agenda. Okay, so on the show you find that we read mental health material and literature, and we encourage people to go home and emulate that practice and read mental health literature as well. We're strong believers in the fact that mental health, or in the belief that mental health is learned. Good mental health doesn't come by magic or by luck. It comes by learning about mental health. So you only have good mental health because you learned how to have good mental health. For the most part, that's how it is. It doesn't come to you by magic or by luck. You learn skills, you learn coping strategies, you learn information that is useful, you learn to deconstruct complex mental health terms, etc., etc., etc. So that's why we're #1 when it comes to mental health on TV in Nigeria, okay? Now that I've welcomed you and I have graciously introduced the show, I will equally graciously introduce myself. My name is Ify Otuya. I'm a mental health advisor and educator. I'm also the founder of ifyotuya.com. Ifyotuya.com is an educational platform that provides practical guidance on mental health. Okay? Ifyotuya.com. On the platform, you will find stuff like resources, mental health resources, free resources for you. This is the work that I do. Free resources for you, resources like stories, articles, mental health quotes, reflections, practical guides, etc., etc. Really valuable stuff that helps you with your mental health, and it's all free for you. You'll also find masterclasses on the website. Our flagship masterclass is called Learn the Mental Health Skills You Need. And in this masterclass, I teach 10 practical mental health skills that include stress management, emotional regulation, self-awareness, self-care, positive thinking, resilience building, etc., etc. So at the masterclass, you learn these 10 skills, really valuable stuff. Then there's the workshop, which is the third category of information or resource that you'll find on the website. And the workshop is a skills-based workshop, okay? Where we teach you to, beyond learning about skills, which you do at the masterclass, in the workshop, you learn to apply, okay? Not just learning about skills and why they matter, but applying and practicing those skills to a particular mental health challenge. And then fourthly, the fourth category of service on the website is a mental health advisory service. The mental health advisory service is great for busy professionals and young adults who want to unstuck themselves, so to speak. So they find themselves stuck mentally, emotionally, psychologically in life, and they need clarity of thoughts to get out of that situation and take the next step forward in the right direction. So it's purely an advisory session. I have a degree in psychology from London Metropolitan University. For those of you who are interested in knowing that aspect of me, I also have other certifications that are mental health related. So although I consider myself a lived experience expert, I'm also trained to provide mental health services. So that's what I do in a nutshell. Now, moving on quickly to the topic of the day. Okay, we're going to have this shown on the screen so that it sticks with you in your memory. Our topic of the day is paranoid schizophrenia explained, breaking myths and stigma. Okay, so that's paranoid schizophrenia explained, breaking myths and stigma. Some of you are like, what? Para, what? What is that? I got you. I totally understand. Like the first time I heard paranoid schizophrenia, that was my response as well. That was my reaction. I was like, para what? And the worst part of it was when I heard it the first time, it was a psychiatrist who was telling me, was diagnosing me with the condition. Hey, I've suffered. They diagnosed me with paranoid schizophrenia. Yes, guilty. I live with the condition paranoid schizophrenia. But it's a beautiful world. It's not a death sentence. And I'm here to share that experience with you, as well as share other information with you to hopefully encourage someone who is going through a difficult time that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so let me take you through really quickly the segments, what to expect from today. Now that we know what the topic is, later on, we're going to announce the theme. You don't need to show it on the screen yet, my production team guys. There's going to be a theme announcement. It's important for you to know what the theme is because there's a giveaway at the end. So later on, we'll come back to the theme and we'll show that on the screen for you. Then we will define our theme for the day. The theme is a mental health term. We'll define that to you. Remember, we are big on mental health literature, right? Or literacy. So it's good for you to know mental health terms, but in a layman language. So that's what we're here to do. We're going to define our theme or our subject matter for the day, and then we'll delve into symptoms that are associated with that theme. Then we'll open our phone lines and we'll have some live calls coming, hopefully. This is the maiden edition of our show. So if we don't have any live calls coming in today, we're still positive. We know that this is the first time people are actually hearing of the show and they haven't been following for a while. So we'll answer your questions, we'll listen to your recovery testimonies, any issues that you want to discuss, anything mental health related, the floor will be open for you to do that. The studio number, let's have that on the screen in preparation. The studio number is 080-299-38365. That's 080-299-38365. Okay? Then we'll delve into a story, a live story for you. Mental health literacy is our thing, so there's no way we're going to have this show without reading a story. And the good thing about stories is that stories hold the potential to actually pull you out of the situation that you're in and give you hope. Like if it can happen for someone else that they came through, then it means that me too, I can come through. So that's why we have a story today. And then we'll discuss a problem and solution as highlighted in the story so that it's like breaking it down and deconstructing a mental health situation. Then I will share my personal experience with you. Like I said, I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia years ago. I struggled with it for like 7 years, in and out of hospital, relapse after relapse. I was a wreck. I was a mess. But I learned how to triumph over that situation. So I'll be sharing my personal experience with you. Then there will be a Q&A. People often leave questions for us on our website, on social media, and I take from the community, questions from the community to come and answer here. So I'll answer one of the questions as a community member has already left for us. And then I'll tell you about our Masterclass giveaway. This is a really exciting part of the show. We're giving away gifts, okay? It's a ticket to a Masterclass. The gift is actually worth 69,000 Naira. But that's 70K, right? But we're giving it away to you for free. We'll select a number of people and they'll be given the free ticket, which is worth 70K approximately. And they can attend the masterclass and walk out of that masterclass like a mental health skill pro. Okay, so that's really exciting something that we are bringing to your table. Finally, we'll close. We'll go through the quote of the day and 4 ways that we can help you if you have a mental health condition, and then we will close the show. Okay, so before we go for our break, let me just quickly define what the theme of the day is. The theme of the day is paranoid schizophrenia. We can show that on the screen. Paranoid schizophrenia. So remember what this theme is, because it's a criteria for you to win a gift at the end. You need to know what the theme is to win the giveaway, okay? Know what the theme is. The theme of the day is paranoid schizophrenia. And paranoid schizophrenia is a mental health condition that changes the way a person thinks, feels, or behaves, and also interferes with how they navigate everyday life. I'll say that again. Paranoid schizophrenia is a mental health condition that changes the way a person thinks, feels, or behaves, and also interferes with how they navigate everyday life. Some symptoms that are associated with paranoid schizophrenia. In case you're thinking, like, how will I know if I have paranoid schizophrenia? Like, ideally, you need a psychologist or a psychiatrist to diagnose you with a condition. Don't go around saying, oh, I have that symptom, or I have something that looks like that symptom, so it means I have this condition. You don't officially have a condition until an expert diagnoses you, okay? So let's look at some of the symptoms that are associated with paranoid schizophrenia. A hallmark symptom is hallucinations, like hearing and seeing things that are not there. You can see things crawling on the wall, you can hear voices, things like that. So that's hallucinating, like it's a hallmark symptom of paranoid schizophrenia. Another hallmark symptom of paranoid schizophrenia is paranoia. Just an irrational fear about life, about things. You're so paranoid. Like there's a healthy dose of paranoia that is required as a survival asset in every human being. It's how our brain works. It's how our brain gets us to do things quickly and move through life smartly, you know. Oh yeah, someone acts in a weird way. You should be paranoid about how they're acting because they're acting in a way that elicits a paranoid response. So it's part of the human experience to have healthy doses of paranoia. But we're talking about a conditioned situation where there's an unhealthy amount of paranoia that it already affects your emotions, the way you think, the way you behave, the way you act, the way you feel, you know, all of those aspects of your life. Then there is lack of motivation and pleasure. That's another symptom of paranoid schizophrenia. There's social withdrawal. I experienced social withdrawal to great degrees when I was still struggling with my paranoid schizophrenia. Thank God I'm out of that phase now. Then difficulties with memory, attention, and problem solving. Okay, you just have a short attention span and you're not able to follow through with things. You want to do something and you're like, no, I can't sit and listen to that. Like you're distracted. Yeah. Again, just because you feel distracted sometimes doesn't mean you have paranoid schizophrenia. But for people who do have that condition, that's part of the symptoms, and they experience it to disturbing extents, not just trivial extents. Okay, and finally, trouble making decisions or following through with tasks. Say, for example, you're like, oh yeah, 3 o'clock, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. When it's like a minute to 3 or 3 o'clock, you're like, I'm not doing it again. I don't feel like doing it. Like I'm not motivated. Honey, discipline trumps motivation anytime, any day. Like sometimes some people are looking for motivation before they start doing something, and you need to discipline yourself to do that thing that you're meant to do, whether you're feeling motivated about it or not. But that's a different lesson on its own that has to do with growth mindset and mindset reframing. But where paranoid schizophrenia is concerned, that's also a huge problem. There's just that lack of motivation. And one of the ways to counter that, obviously, is like teaching yourself to be disciplined. Okay, so these are the symptoms that are associated with paranoid schizophrenia. That's the definition of paranoid schizophrenia. That's our theme for the day, paranoid schizophrenia. Remember the theme because it's tied to your giveaway, and you will not be eligible to win that giveaway if you do not know what the theme is. So if you know what the theme is, head on over to X. The handle is Ify Otuya, and leave the theme comment there. And who knows, you may be the lucky winner for the tickets to the masterclass. All right, guys, we'll take a quick break now. We'll go on commercial, and when we come back, we'll delve into the story for the day. A really powerful story. Don't go away. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It's still Mind Matters with Ify Otuya, and I'm still your hostess with the mostest. Great stuff. Okay, so we'll delve into our story for the day. And I'll be reading this directly from my prompter here. It's mental health literature. So if you're interested in this story as well, reading it afterwards or sharing it with a friend, you can find it on the website, okay? The website is ifyotuya.com. You can just search for Onika's Journey of Empowerment, Conquering Paranoid Schizophrenia, okay? So just look for Onika, O-N-I-K-A, and the story should come up. So that's the title, Onika's Journey of Empowerment, Conquering Paranoid Schizophrenia. It's a very powerful story of how a young woman suffered through paranoid schizophrenia and learned how to overcome that paranoid schizophrenia. Let's read. Onika was a name that echoed through the streets of Nigeria like a melodious refrain. She was a woman of remarkable beauty, fierce determination, and an undeniable talent as a musician. Oh, she was talented, very talented. Her voice could soothe the souls of the weary and ignite passion in the hearts of the hopeless. Onika had risen to prominence in the music industry, her career soaring like a majestic eagle. But little did she know that the very wings that carried her to the skies would soon be clipped. Oh no! In the beginning, Onika's journey seemed like a fairy tale come true. Her voice was discovered at a young age and she was quickly signed to a prestigious record label. Every young artist's dream, right? But as her popularity grew, so did the vices of the industry. Men in powerful positions saw in her not just a talented artist, but an object of desire. They approached her with lecherous intentions, their lust overshadowing her artistic prowess. What was worse for her, unlike the bulk of her female contemporaries, she didn't have a dominant male figure on her management team who could challenge these men or chase them off to protect her in one way, shape, or form. That's so unfortunate. A beautiful, talented girl like that. Of course, there are lots of vultures that will be looking to scavenge off that. It's not even a carcass, it's still a live, functioning thing, you know, entity. But there are lots of vultures that will be looking to scavenge off of her. So despite her strength, Onika could not escape the relentless advances and predatory behavior. Each encounter chipped away at her spirit, leaving her feeling exploited and betrayed. The once vibrant artist began to lose faith in herself and her music. The industry that promised dreams now held her captive in a nightmare she could not wake up from. That's so dreadful. As the weight of her experiences pressed upon her, Onika's mind began to fray. Paranoia crept into her thoughts like a haunting specter. Every compliment felt like a veiled insult. Every interaction a sinister plot against her. She withdrew from friends, family, and even her most loyal fans. Imagine an artist doing that, fearing that anyone who approached her had ulterior motives. This lady is ill. She's sick. Paranoid schizophrenia gripped Onika like a vice, distorting her reality and plunging her into a world of darkness and isolation. The stage that once felt like home now seemed like a sinister stage set, filled with hidden dangers and enemies lurking in the shadows. Her music suffered, her performances faltered, and the industry that had once celebrated her now turned its back. I can imagine, they'll be like, who does she think she is? This one, diva, or which kind of diva does she think she is? You know? The media spun tales of her downfall, portraying her as a temperamental diva, lost in her own delusions. Wow. But beneath the surface, Onika was a wounded soul desperately seeking refuge from the demons that tormented her mind. In the depths of her despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. Thank goodness. An empathetic psychologist, Dr. Adebayo, saw beyond the headlines and recognized the signs of mental distress in Onika. Determined to help, he reached out to her with compassion and understanding, offering her a lifeline when she needed it most. Dr. Adebayo worked tirelessly with Onika, gaining her trust through patience and empathy. Slowly, she began to open up about her experiences, her fears, and the hallucinations that plagued her day and night. That's amazing, because not everybody who is going through a challenge like that will open up to a doctor just because the guy is empathetic and seems sincere. I think she had reached the point where she really wanted to get help, you know? So with therapy and the right medication, the grip of paranoid schizophrenia began to loosen. Onika's road to recovery was far from smooth. There were setbacks, moments of doubt, and days filled with tears. But with the support of Dr. Adebayo, her family, and a few close friends who stood by her side, she found the strength to face her demons head on. That's amazing. As her mental health improved, so did her music. Onika used her art as a form of catharsis, pouring her raw emotions into each note and lyric. Her songs became a testament to her resilience and a beacon of hope for others struggling with their own battles. Look, there's a heroine in there. Now, news of Onika's transformation spread and her loyal fans rallied around her once more again. The same industry that had abandoned her now witnessed her triumphant return. not just as an artist, but a symbol of strength and courage. Her story resonated with people across Nigeria and beyond, reminding them of the importance of compassion and empathy for those facing mental health challenges. Onika's journey was a poignant reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is hope for redemption and healing. Her story prompted a much-needed conversation about the pressures and exploitation faced by women in the music industry. There's a silver lining there. And the urgent need for mental health support and awareness. With Dr. Adebayo's guidance, Onika not only conquered her paranoid schizophrenia, but also found her voice once more. Hallelujah. So empowering. And as she stood on stage, bathed in the spotlight, she knew that this time she was not alone. Her music now carried the power not just to entertain, but to inspire and heal, creating a lasting impact on all those who heard her songs. Wow, that is such an empowering story. Like, when you read stories about mental health, it's so important for there to be an empowering ending. Like, nobody wants to read, oh yeah, this person was depressed for a long time and then they committed suicide and they died. That doesn't send hope to anybody who's struggling. We want empowering stories of people who go through the trenches. They go through the depths and they climb their way to the top. They climb out of it. So this is Onika's story. Now let's quickly discuss a problem and solution as highlighted in the story. And then we'll take a quick commercial break, okay? So a problem and solution as highlighted in the story is this. Onika was paranoid. When somebody is paranoid, like deeply paranoid, like when I had my own paranoid schizophrenia moments, okay? And I was paranoid of my neighbors, my family members, my friends, and I shut everybody out of my world and I cut off from them. You know, I experienced that paranoia to a grave extent. I know what it's like to be paranoid about people thinking that they're trying to kill you. They are plotting to harm you. Like your family members are involved in some kind of sinister plot, maybe a plot with the government, and they're really trying to hurt you. Like, you listen to that and you're like, okay, that sounds funny. Like, why on earth would you be thinking like that? But for people with paranoid schizophrenia, this is the reality for them. This is what they think. This is what they believe. And so when you're in that depth, that trench, that, you know, that area, when you're in that place, like, it's difficult for you to look up or look out or be hopeful for anything or anyone. You don't want to seek help because you're thinking the people that are even going to try and help you, maybe they're part of the plot. Like, there's a tendency to be like that. But eventually, most people, a lot of people get to the point where they're sick and tired of that cycle and they want to change. Now, in Onika's case, the doctor reached out to her. This is 1% here. In 99% cases, no doctor is going to reach out to you. You don't have the platform of Onika, like you're a celebrity. People know about you and they're watching your struggle. They're watching you fall apart live on TV or in the media, in the tabloids. Most people don't have that luxury. So for most people, a doctor won't reach out to them, but you have to reach out to a doctor. Reach out to a psychologist, reach out to a psychiatrist, reach out to a mental health advisor, reach out to peer support networks, reach out to first responders. There's so many different kinds of help that are out there, and you can reach out to different kinds of people and get help no matter the situation that you're in. In fact, that's a mental health skill on its own. It's called social support. The ability to recognize when you need help and to be strong enough to say, okay, let me go and look for that help. Let me reach out for that help. Okay? So that's a solution that is highlighted in Onika's story, the fact that help came. But not everybody has that luxury of help coming. Sometimes you have to reach out to that for that help, and then the help will meet you halfway. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break now. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to share with you my personal experience with paranoid schizophrenia. Don't go away. Let's take a break now. guys, welcome back. It's still Mind Matters with Ify Otuya, and I'm still your host, Ify Otuya. Okay, so our phone lines are still open, guys. Don't forget, you can call us to discuss anything mental health related with us. We're still the #1 mental health program on TV. And the number to call, the studio number is 080-299-38365. So that's 080-299-38365. Would love to hear from you. We want to talk about anything mental health related, any question that you have. Maybe you have a recovery testimony of how you triumphed over a mental health challenge and you want to share that with us. Would love to hear from you. We want your story to be a part of our journey, okay, and our movement. Fantastic. So now let me share my personal experience and encouraging insights with you. And don't worry, you can interrupt me at any time. You can call. Like if you call in the middle of me talking, I will stop and answer your call. So don't worry about me talking. Don't wait for me to keep quiet, because I will keep talking. I will talk and talk and talk. I love to talk. What can I say? Okay, so my personal story started in 2000. My journey began in 2015. I was diagnosed, my journey began in 2009 when I had relocated back from the UK to Nigeria to start my music career. And so I went through a lot of struggles that eventually culminated in me being diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia in 2015. So my diagnosis came in 2015. And when I heard that I had paranoid schizophrenia, it was just like the rawest, most antagonizing thing that anybody could ever say to me. Me, a vivacious, spirited, positive, self-driven person, ambitious, goal-getting person has paranoid schizophrenia. I'm like, mental illness does not affect someone like me. It affects other people, not someone like me, That kind of mentality, as if they write down for face, is not written on the face. It's not a respecter of background, not a respecter of person, not a respecter of your appearance. Anybody from any background, anywhere, any walk of life, any path can have a mental health condition, can have a mental illness. And so I refused to accept my diagnosis for the longest time, even when they forcefully took me to the psychiatric hospital. I think they sectioned me and they put me there against my will, kicking and screaming and fighting day in, day out, day in, day out. I refused to accept my diagnosis. I only said to the doctors that yes, I agree that I have this sickness, so that they would discharge me, because if you don't show that you're improving or that you are gaining insight, most doctors will not allow you go anywhere. You will stay there. Some people stay there for months even. I know people, I've read stories of people that have stayed there for up to a year in the psychiatric hospital because they have a mental illness and they're not showing signs of improvement. So it was one of the worst things for me to be in a psychiatric hospital. I wanted to get out every second of the day, and most people who are in there feel the same way. So I said what they wanted me to say, or what I felt they wanted me to say, and eventually I came out. But because I hadn't gotten to the point where I had embraced my illness, I had not embraced this condition. I just said, that stigma that's attached to it, you're like, why would I accept that? I won't accept that in my life. I won't accept that. That's just the thing, the mindset, the mentality. I'm not going to accept that. It cannot be me. It can never be me. God forbid. All of that stuff, but for 7 years I struggled in and out of psychiatric hospital. And then one day I was sick and tired, and I said I didn't like the trajectory of my life. I didn't want a situation whereby somebody would write my life story and the only thing that they could talk about would be paranoid schizophrenia. How paranoid schizophrenia this, paranoid schizophrenia that, relapsing again and again and again, going in and out of hospital, seeing this psychiatrist and that doctor and taking this medication and that and that and that. It's not a death sentence to have a mental health condition. And the most empowering thing that I did for myself that helped me when I reached my turning point, that helped me transform, the most empowering thing I did for myself when I reached my turning point was accepting that I had paranoid schizophrenia. So I embraced the diagnosis. After I embraced the diagnosis, I embraced the treatment plan. They prescribe medication for me, okay, I'll take the medication. They said do this, okay, I'll do that. I embraced all of that. And then I began to empower my mindset. I wanted a mindset shift. I began to write empowering reflections and research and write articles to empower myself, to educate myself about the sickness that I was experiencing, and how to stay strong and get out of that sickness, and to stay strong above that sickness, continue to triumph over that sickness. But I didn't stop there. I also wanted to empower other people. I felt that by empowering other people, that was part of my way of being accountable, of me holding myself to account. You know, if I'm empowering other people, people are seeing that I'm doing better, I'm doing good. You know, it's not just you just want to do good for yourself, but you want people around you to benefit from that good that you can do, and for them to see that you are actually doing good. So that was what I did that really transformed me. And today I can speak to you about mental illness. Like, I actually host the show, not just hosting the show, but producing the show at Kaftan TV on mental illness and helping so many people through my platform, ifyotuya.com. We have services on there that people benefit from. People go to the website every day. They read material on the website, you know. So it's a blessing to be able to impact lives the way that I'm able to do now. But I never imagined that this would be me a few years ago when I was struggling with paranoid schizophrenia, running away from my shadow. Like that was going to lead me someplace positive. It didn't lead me anywhere positive. And so the encouraging insight that I want to leave with you, drawing from my own personal experience, is that if you have a mental health condition, embrace your illness. There's a saying that goes like this, and I wish I was the one who coined this saying, but it's not me. The saying goes thus: what you resist persists, but what you embrace transforms. It's so powerful, and it's so true in my case. What I resisted persisted again and again and again. I relapsed again and again. But once I embraced it, it transformed me. It's like it's not a death sentence. It's actually the beginning of the rest of my life. It's an opportunity for me to empower myself, write a story that is empowering, not just the story that I knew before, but a new story. It gave me a new lease on life, accepting my diagnosis. That's what it did. And so if you are at home watching us, or you're in your office, or you're at school, or you're wherever, whatever, doing whatever, and you're watching us and you're thinking, well, I've got some mental health challenges, or I've got this, or I've got that, or a condition even, and you're refusing to accept your condition, all I have to say to you is that it's not a death sentence. It will give you a new lease on life. It's the beginning of the rest of your life. Until you accept your diagnosis, you cannot heal. Rewind. Say that again. Until you accept your diagnosis, you cannot heal. Okay? So I'll leave you with that encouraging insight, and hopefully it's a seed that catalyzes transformation in your life. Okay, so one of the questions that people left for us is this: can paranoid schizophrenia return after its recovery? That's big. Can paranoid schizophrenia return after its recovery? The simple answer to that question is this: yes. Okay, my doctor explained this to me, that when you have paranoid schizophrenia, it doesn't leave you ever. You have it forever until you die. It's a condition that stays with you till the end of time. But what changes is the symptoms that you experience, okay? So your symptoms may diminish over time, which is an indicator that you're improving. Your symptoms begin to lessen. Remember those symptoms we discussed earlier: hallucination, delusion, lack of motivation, lack of interest in things you once enjoyed, low attention span, etc., etc., etc. Like, those symptoms begin to reduce over time, and in some people they become non-existent. And they may even taper you off your medication if you were on medication before, because of how good you're doing. But they never really classify you as no more paranoid schizophrenia, as not having paranoid schizophrenia ever again. So it's a condition that persists with you until the end of time, and it can return. So that's why it's important that you look after your well-being. You look after your mental health. Do things that you're meant to do. Read up on resources. Learn about mental health. That's one of the things that the doctor said to me as well that was so powerful. They said to me, I remember this particular doctor said to me, go and research. You like researching. You're an educationist. Go and you're an educator. Go and research paranoid schizophrenia. Learn about paranoid schizophrenia. It will empower you above the illness. And that was true. That happened to me live and direct. So continue to learn about mental illness, about mental health. Like, it gives you a certain vantage point over the situation that you are experiencing. If you're prescribed medication, take your medication. Don't taper off medication yourself. What do I mean by taper off? Don't stop taking medication by yourself. Let your doctors be the one to say, put you on a program to taper you off your medication, to reduce your medication over time, and maybe eventually stop giving you that medication. And even if they stop giving you the medication, look after your mental well-being, because paranoid schizophrenia can definitely come back. Any mental illness, even depression, can come back if you don't do the right things. Okay, so we're going to go on a break now. And when we come back from our commercial break, I'll explain the masterclass giveaway to you. That's the moment we've been waiting for, right? Drum roll. So there will be the masterclass giveaway, a free gift, a love offering from ourselves to you. Okay, and then we'll look at the quote of the day and 4 ways that we can help you if you have a mental health challenge, and we will sign out like that from there. So let's go on our last commercial break now. See you. Hey guys, welcome back. We're about wrapping things up over here, but just before we do that, let's talk about the masterclass giveaway. Okay, so like I said to you earlier, the masterclass, right, is a ticket costs 69,000 naira per person. Okay, so in the masterclass you learn 10 essential mental health skills that you need. You can apply these skills to your own challenges. You can help another person, maybe a loved one or a colleague. You can help talk them through or teach them the skills or introduce them to the skills. In the masterclass, you learn about why the skills matter, why developing the skills is crucial, and the benefits of developing these skills for yourself. These skills are great at preventing mental illness and also helping to manage currently existing mental health challenges. So they are very, very powerful stuff. The masterclass is our flagship masterclass. Learn the mental health skills you need. And so we want for some of you guys to have the opportunity to attend the masterclass. So what do you need to do to win this ticket? We're not going to share this information with you again. Please, production crew, please don't post the theme of the day on the screen. That by now they should have followed us long enough to remember the theme of the day. So I want you, remembering what the theme of the day is, to go on X and write your answer on X, on my social media handle on X. It is Ify Otuya. That's Ify Otuya, one word. Go on X, leave your comment on X, and you may be the lucky winner. I'm going to randomly select people from X to be winners of the masterclass giveaway. We may select between 5 and 10. Again, this is the maiden edition of the show, so if we don't get that much interaction or engagement, it's fine, because it's the first time we're coming out. But don't let that deter you, okay? Don't miss out on this masterclass. It happens once a month, and there's nothing stopping you from participating in, this is May, not the May one. There's nothing stopping you from participating in the June masterclass, okay? So the June masterclass, we're giving out tickets for the June masterclass. So that's enough for the masterclass. Write the theme there, and you may be the lucky winner. Then moving on to the quote of the day. This may have been showing on your screen already. In fact, I'm sure it has, but I'm going to read it out to you because it's really powerful stuff that when you meditate on, it actually transforms your mind and builds mental resilience for you. The quote of the day is, mental illness can feel isolating, but recovery is possible and understanding is powerful. It's a quote by Ify Otuya. Mental illness can feel isolating, but recovery is possible and understanding is powerful. That's a quote by Ify Otuya, myself. So it's a powerful quote on mental health that can help really shift things around in your mind and give you a positive outlook when it comes to how your mind functions. Okay? Mental illness can feel isolating, but recovery is possible and understanding is powerful. Recovery is possible. Now, there's something I want to share with you. As we know, there are different kinds of people from different walks of life, right? And in this day and age where, with the advancements of technology, this high demanding world that we live in, this fast-paced world, people are experiencing different kinds of mental health challenges, even more and more and more. And sometimes when people try to address their challenges, they stay stuck with their challenges. Like they don't improve. You know, I've been there. Hello, I know what it's like. I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to do this. This time that I got hospitalized is the last time I'm going to be hospitalized, but I end up being hospitalized again. Obviously, you're not doing something right. So they stay stuck with their challenges. But the truth is, no matter who you are or where you come from, you deserve to be in control of your mental health. I always say to people, learn mental health skills. Mental health skills are powerful. And when you learn mental health skills, it doesn't mean you will never have mental health challenges, but you will address your challenges with ease and grace so that you can overcome them and live better and have a happier life. Okay? Now, if you need help with learning mental health skills, how to apply these skills that are so powerful that we keep talking about, or you just want help with your mental health in general, you know, maybe you're experiencing mental health challenges and you want help with, you need to speak to someone about your mental health. There are 4 ways that we can help you. 1, we have free resources on the website. Let's have this on the screen. 4 ways that we can help. Production crew. 4 ways we can help. 1, resources. So there are free resources like articles, empowering stories, one we shared today, stories on mental health, empowering quotes on mental health, reflections on mental health, reflections that deconstruct technical mental health situations into bite-sized, simpler versions that you can easily understand and apply to your own challenges. There are resources on the website, and the resources are free. They are for you. You can use those anytime, whenever, wherever. We also have a masterclass, which I mentioned earlier. The masterclass gives an overview of 10 mental health skills. You can learn these skills, apply them to yourself, live a better, happier life. Okay? Then we have the workshop that focuses on one particular skill at a time. So it's an intense, specialized session that focuses on one skill. Maybe that skill is positive thinking, or it's boundary setting, or resilience building. It focuses on that skill and gives you about 3 tools that you can use to continue to build that skill in your life. Maybe you're a busy professional and you want to manage stress. You should check out the workshop. There's information on the website on how to register for that as well. And then 4thly, there's the mental health advisory session. In the mental health advisory session, we provide you with access to information, resources, a listening ear, clarity of thought that helps you take the next step in the right direction. Okay? It's all about that. Getting unstuck from that stuck situation that you find yourself in helps you take the next step in the right direction. So these are the 4 ways that we can currently help you if you're experiencing mental health challenges or you need help with learning mental health skills. So we've come to the end of today, guys. I'm about to close. This is my closing remarks that I'm about to make. We didn't receive any call this week, but hopefully next week, some of you won't be too shy to call us. So if you want to continue with us, follow our work, follow the movement. I'm on social media. I'm actually on multiple social media platforms, but if you find me on X, then through my bio there, you'll be able to find me on all the other platforms as well. So on X, I'm Ify Otuya. That's one word, Ify Otuya. You can follow us on social media on X and also on YouTube. This video will be on YouTube as well, so that you can watch the video again and again if you so wish to do so. You can learn, play back the part where we talked about the definition of paranoid schizophrenia, the symptoms, or maybe the story, whatever the case may be, whatever part interests you. You can play that back on YouTube. So that's Ify Otuya on YouTube and Ify Otuya on X. Also on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. But once you find me on Twitter, you'll be able to find me on the other channels. So we've come to the end of the day. This is 1 hour spent with you, just talking and talking and talking. It's been totally awesome. I loved every moment of it. Until we see again next time, let's talk openly about mental health.